Excellent. You're here. Welcome. I'm Dr. Andrea Christian Parks. Welcome to my channel. I'm back. For those of y'all who've been watching, you can see I'm a little different shade today because of being out in the sun. But I'm back. I'm home. Here we are. Let's go. So I wanted to jump in here and talk to y'all about, let's just pick up where we left off. We've been talking about how to eat only when we're hungry and how to stop when we're full. Now, the stopping when we're full thing is where we are today. It's hard because there's some things we've learned over time that make it really hard. And so I wanted to get to one of those things today so that you can start to unravel what is keeping you challenged in this area. So I want to remind you of a little bit of a scriptural point to keep you going. Okay. So one of the things that we want to remember is that the body is designed perfectly. God did his thing when he made us. And so we actually have inborn signals for when we're to eat and when we're to stop eating. And those signals are hunger and fullness. And if we're eating for other reasons, those are usually cultural things that are taught to us as children, and they're not godly. So how do we know that? 1 Corinthians 10:31. A lot of y'all know this one, but it says, so whether you eat or drink or whatever you do it all to the glory of God. So doing everything for the glory of God can sound challenging. But right now what we're doing is we're focusing in one area, just one, how we eat. Okay, so usually what I find helps people is when you focus in one area and you really get that handled, all of a sudden that gets to expand into other areas of your life. So don't worry about all the things right now. If what God has put on your heart is to lose weight and you are here and he's speaking to you here about how you're eating and when you stop eating and all that, this is the focus right now. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Andrea Christian Parks. I'm an OBGYN, a weight loss coach, a life coach, mom of 4, married. I'm almost 50 years old, and I lost 60 pounds 17 years ago at this point. So I actually have been in that place needing to lose a ton of weight. I have lived at this weight for many years now, and I want to help you do the same thing. This is what I do with my clients, and this work right here is for you. So let's talk about this. What's something that really messes us up when we come to stopping when we're full? Why is it so hard to stop eating? And one of the things that we do is we create a lot of desire by the way we think about food. And one of the thoughts that we have, and I hear people say it, they don't even recognize that it's just a thought. It doesn't necessarily even, it's not even true all the time, is, oh, but I just love food. Food is so good. It's so good. And that thought, the food is so good, is actually driving additional desire. You should enjoy your food. Your food should taste good. I am not a fan of let's just eat whatever because it's bland and unseasoned and all. That's not, no. God gave us taste buds for a reason. We're supposed to be able to know if something is good, rotten, sweet, salty, umami, all the flavors, everything. We're supposed to know all of that. And that's what our taste buds are for. But this concept of, oh, it's so good, just drives desire. It actually amplifies your desire for the food that you are trying to eat. And so one of the things that I want to call out is that thought is optional. You can enjoy your food and not increase your desire. Okay. So here's the thing about the food is so good. There are times when food is really, really good, but it's not actually the particular food. It's not just, it's funny because I tend to eat plant-based And so I eat a lot of vegetables, and people are like, ooh, I don't like Brussels sprouts. I don't like okra. I don't like this. I don't like that. And all of that is fine. I don't actually encourage my clients to eat any particular diet. Okay. So if you don't like to eat plants, that's okay. You don't have to. You can still lose weight. But what I find is that, interestingly, sometimes when people get certain food, after a certain point of eating it, none of it tastes good anymore. Good example, French fries. French fries, hot, fried potatoes, out the fryer, salt all over them, greasy, salty, delicious. They're good. Eat a big plate of them, and you will feel so sick at the end if you just keep eating, keep eating, keep eating. So that's what I mean. It's good, but is it so good that it continues to taste delicious when we're overeating it? Okay. So I want to teach you something about how your taste buds work so that you can remind yourself and really enjoy your food without having to overeat next time you sit down to eat. Okay. First of all, the most important thing to know is that food tastes best when you're hungry. It's like the volume on your taste buds is turned up when you're actually physically hungry, not just when you want to eat something, but when you're actually physically hungry. Your taste buds, your mouth appreciates the flavors more in the very beginning. So, what does that look like? That looks like when you sit down to eat your food, the very best tasting bites of the meal are in the very beginning, like the first 3 or so bites. I know that doesn't sound like much. I'm not saying it doesn't taste good after that. What I'm saying is, once your body gets the flavor in your mouth, once your body starts to get some fuel in it, it turns down the volume on your taste buds. And so what happens is that first bite is the absolute best bite that you're going to taste the whole time of the whole meal. And then what you're doing the rest of the meal, for the most part, is chasing the flavor of the first bite. That's often what people do when they go back for seconds. When you have the mac and cheese on your plate at Thanksgiving and you like, ooh, I got the best piece. I got the crunchy little crispy cheese on the side at the edge part. And then it's gone. And you're like, oh, well, I'll just go get some more. It never tastes as good. It never tastes as good when you go back for seconds. And then you're like stuffed and uncomfortable and miserable, which kind of takes away the enjoyment of the meal. So what I recommend to people, and this is kind of backwards from what we were taught when we were younger, is actually eat the best part of your meal first, the best looking, the best, crispiest, most appetizing part. Eat that first. Don't save the best for last. We always said, I'll save the best for last. Don't do that, because if you get full and then the best part is on your plate, it's really hard to leave it behind. So don't do that. If you see the best part, arrange your plate, pick out the juiciest, crispiest, most delicious, best bites, and slow down. Start with the best. And then when your body says, I think I'm full, and it's usually quiet about it, you can just go, I'm good. I'll let this go. So that's what I want you to think about this week. Don't save the best for last. Slow down. Enjoy those first few bites before the flavor starts to decrease in your mouth, and then the food is just not as good. Enjoy it up front. Eat the very best first. And when your taste buds are the most aware of what you're eating and the most sensitive, in the very beginning of the meal, when you're physically, this doesn't work if you're eating just because you want to eat. If you're eating because you have desire eating, because you have emotional desire to eat, but not physical hunger, it doesn't work. Your mouth is not ready for it. It will, if you eat more sugar, more salt, more fat, highly processed foods, that they always taste good because they act in your brain to taste good. But if you're physically hungry, everything tastes better. So wait till you're hungry and then enjoy up front so that you can stop when the flavor is not as delicious anymore. Okay? All right. I'll see you all next week. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being here. And if you need help you want personal help from me, get on my website, www.drandreachristianparks.com, and I will see you there. Make an appointment for consultation and let's get started. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.